Hi, we're here about to enter one of the largest plastic conventions of the world, and we would like to find out if there is an alternative solution to the problem of plastic pollution.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the opportunity to exhibit at the event and even have a speaking engagement, but we are going to provide you with all the information that we find here as to what the attendance is as far as manufacturing as opposed to solutions to the problem.
We're here to answer one big question. How does Timeplast compare to other sustainable alternatives out there? And since the chemistry polymers can be divided only in two segments, polar and non-polar, we're here to find out something very special. Am I right, Kyle?
Yeah, let's see if we can find one polar, water-soluble plastic in this entire convention.
It should be pretty easy because this is one of the largest plastic conventions in the world. So there must be a few companies at least, or at least one, we'll see.
They advertise a lot of sustainability when you're signing up for this.
Right, can you imagine if we couldn't find a single water-soluble plastic in this entire convention?
Be crazy.
That's what we're here to find out.
We're going to take a look at what's available out here and how it compares to what we are doing.
But already from the outskirts, it seems like, in my opinion, about 95% of the convention is conventional plastics, and the sustainability segment seems to be about 5% of the whole thing.
God, it smells.
It does, yes.
That's like just microplastics in the air, right?
Absolutely.
Brutal.
So we have been doing some research and trying to walk around the sustainability sector, and it seems to me that most of them are based on the conventional recycling and some bio-based approaches, but in reality, I haven't seen any true sustainable alternative to conventional plastic.
And more importantly, I think that looking around here, it's kind of indicative of the market itself, right? About 95% of this convention is dedicated to manufacturing, and only maybe 5 or 10% is dedicated to fixing the problem, to finding a solution to the post-consumer problem that we have.
We know that plastic, it's not recyclable, but downcyclable. So even though we love the idea of a circular economy, actually we propose circular economy with the uses of habits, we understand the challenges of mechanical recycling, and we know that that is absolutely not the way to go.
We'll see what the rest of this area looks like. And over here is one of the areas where they're having sustainability talks that we wanted to try to be a part of, but we weren't given the opportunity.
So behind us, they have a space specifically dedicated for speakers. We requested the opportunity to speak this event lunchtime or anytime that they would have an opportunity. And they said no, but not because they didn't have a time slot. Why was it?
The reasoning was disturbing because they said that our message didn't align with theirs, and we believe that our message is the most important message we can offer anyone living in the biosphere, and that is water solubility. And the fact that the sustainability section is in a corner rather than front and center tells us where that falls in terms of importance and relevance to the industry.
So this is another very interesting thing that happened. We tried to register here and get our booth, but they said there was no space left at the convention. We're here at the sustainability space. You can see the green floors. And look at this empty space right here. Not only this empty space, but look at all these booths I guess nobody bought. If you can turn around the camera, the question is, what is the reasoning behind saying that there was no space left for Timeplast?
Right. It just comes down to priorities. Where the focus is being put, sustainability, and you have to look at incentives. Is recycling being incentivized, or is water soluble being incentivized? So we need to reevaluate that. Man, this is all just like automated. It's so cool.
It's a great time to be a plastic entrepreneur. Think about, you have a couple $1 million, you would like to start your own plastic business. There's such an enormous amount of technology for the equipment part. What about the material?
Right, you use the same materials that they've been using since the 70s.
This is one of the smaller venues that the show has, and if you look around, it is massive. If you zoom in right there and that little green sign, that's the entire sustainability zone.
So we have just finished walking across the entire plastic convention. It's a pretty long walk.
Yeah, and we've definitely covered several miles. We have seen the largest industry leaders of manufacturing, recycling, all of these areas of interest for anyone interested in plastics. However, we did not notice any water-soluble materials here, and it seems like it's an accurate representation of the industry that we're in right now. Which is more, our resources are being focused on manufacturing and bringing more materials to the forefront than actually figuring out what to do with them when we're done with them.
What's interesting to me is if you look at the headlines of the big plastic manufacturers, it's always about sustainability, always. But when you come to a plastic convention, an actual place where people can showcase, display their advancement in sustainability, then there's not really much to see, right, Kyle?
Right. Well, I think they're working hard. They're doing the best they can with what's widely known and widely recognized as sustainable and green. The thing is, there's just no real solution out there where they can use plastic resin with their existing machinery and to continue to operate as a business. With Timeplast, it could change all that.
We've looked at pretty much everything here. We've walked all the floors, and there really hasn't been anything that has caught my attention as to a real solution to the problem. Something that, like Timeplast, that is offering a change from the norm. As Kyle said, they're doing the best they can with what they have, but we really have to change the thinking of consumers and get them to understand that biodegradability is not the default mechanism for waste removal. Recycling can only go so far. These things are things that we have to really approach differently and do better with.
Let's all get on the same page. Let's make money together. That's what everybody's here to do. But let's do it in a sustainable way. Let's get some water-soluble plastics here at the convention.
Let's go. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we're just looking forward to have a better future with Timeplast.